record button, but I've never done it. Oh, I'm recording us now, but it doesn't matter. Okay. That sounds awesome. Are you planning to do this with family members, with friends? Like, how are you going to determine your Zoom collaboration, like your group?
I'm doing it with my one friend. She's transgender, so I think it'll give us like a good perspective.
Okay, that's
She's
awesome.
really excited to do it too, so.
This is great. Do you have, and what the other thing I was hoping is that these projects will be meaningful to you so that you'll want to share them in some other way. Hold on, someone else is coming in here, Justin. I was hoping that these would be meaningful to you so that they will just not be like, turn it into Ms. Mason and Ms. Mason grades it, but like something that you'd want to put up on YouTube or that you'd want to put on TikTok and leave up there. You can, if you do create a certain account for it, I've had students in the past who made a blog, who like made their own, kind of like blog that they're going to continue to write on or something like that. So is this whole Zoom meeting recording that you're going to do, what is the greater meaning for you, or what might you be able to do with it outside of the grade that I'm going to give you?
So I was thinking about posting it on my Twitter account.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be kind of fun.
Okay.
I don't know. I was gonna talk to her about it, see what she thinks we can do with it, since it's probably gonna be like a longish video. So I don't know where we'll be able to put it. Maybe just like some clips of it.
Okay, that's great. Yeah, and another thing, I think I mentioned it in the email. I certainly mentioned it in the lecture if you watched the YouTube lecture. Not lecture, but YouTube video. I would be happy to share your work if you are okay with it being shared, because I'm going to see these and I know I'm going to be really proud. I just know already from hearing the ideas, I'm like, oh my God, this is so great. Because I love to see academic work in the classroom that like has a greater impact and affects the community in some way. So I am asking anyone who turns in things for permission to possibly share if you're comfortable with that. Like, then that would be like me going on Facebook and being like, my students are so amazing. You've got to see this video that my student made, or doing it on Twitter or something like that. So if you're cool with that, let me know when you do hand it in. I might ask you when I look at it and I'm feeling like, oh, wow, this is so great. I might just email you if I don't hear from you about it, but it is something I want you to keep in mind. If you want to do a more private project, that's absolutely fine as well. Let me know though. I'm not going to share anything of any of yours unless I have your complete permission to do it. Okay. Jasmine, do you want to tell us a little bit about what you're planning?
So I already started it actually. So I took a whole season of a TV show that like had just come out. The last episode of the season just aired last night.
Okay.
So I just finished watching all of the episodes. And I'm just basically gonna do like kind of like a talk show kind of thing, but with myself, because I don't there's no one to do it with. So like it's gonna be like just a pre-recorded YouTube video. I'm just gonna like, edit it a little bit so it's like kind of smooth and like goes through, and it's gonna be like a little series. And like my friends helped me come up with like a really clever name for it.
Okay.
Kind of like not like TED Talk, but a little bit. Like it's like we're gonna talk about some issues and like things that go on in the show. So I just like watched it, and I like binge watched it in like 2 days. I watched 12-hour episodes. So like
Wow.
So like I did that, and I just took notes as I went. And the purpose of it is like it's not really to talk about the show, like it is, but there's a lot of like any show has like different subplots to it, and it's not really about the subplots. It's just about issue that'll come up like in like just one little tiny conversation. And that's the thing about like sometimes I was watching it and I was like, wow, like you don't ever notice that shows and movies, like it could be a 10-second conversation, but somebody says something that's like actually so important if you take the time to like analyze that and like think about it. So that's just like what I'm gonna do in the video. And like they're gonna go like public like on my YouTube channel, and so like anyone can look at it, and like so you guys can watch them if you want, or I know like you're gonna go look at them. And
This is great.
so,
I have a
yeah.
question. So with the interviewing yourself thing, have you thought about where you're going to do the interview, and have you thought about if you're going to do editing? I'm not good at this, obviously. I just record and go to the end. But if you're going to do editing work, will you like clip in and clip out from your interview self versus and have you thought about like if you'll do a costume change, not a costume change, but like if you'll wear something different for the interview versus you?
I think like it's not gonna be so much like interview
Okay.
as just me just like talking.
Okay.
So it's gonna just be like me like discussing it. It's gonna be like I'm like, you know how like Ellen or like
Yeah.
Oprah has like a live studio audience. That's
Yeah.
like what the idea is. Like I'm just gonna be talking to people, obviously not getting a response, but like just kind of talking about those things and analyzing like the context of the situations and whatnot. And then I know my plan is like actually I'm planning to like film these videos today, and I'm gonna like change so that it looks like I filmed them all on different days. So like it looks like I actually like as if it were like a real like series and like, you know, went on over a span of time. But yeah, I'm trying to get them done before I leave. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna film all today, but I'm gonna like change my clothes and like do something different with my hair so it looks like they were all filmed on different days.
And I was going to ask if you're going to have clips from the show or a screenshot from the show that you're going to be able to have behind you or anything like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and insert things. I don't know like how like the rules of like copyright and all that stuff. I
Right.
don't know like how that works. But I did, this is so embarrassing, but last night when I was watching like the last episode, I took a video of myself crying and I was gonna insert that into one of them.
Yes. I
Like
mean,
I was
come
gonna
on,
ask,
I'm sorry.
but like no, it's okay though. But like I thought that would be important just to like because at the end of all the videos I'm gonna do like a review and like what I recommend and stuff like that. And like that's like important and I think you know, emotionally to be able to connect to a show and I think that that's really important in it.
Yeah, you're using a really great rhetorical appeal, but also you are turning the camera. You're putting the camera on the audience and letting you are the audience and you are letting the audience speak back to the media. And so you're doing exactly what Jennifer Posner was kind of writing about in terms of having a voice and doing something. So you're turning that perspective we often don't see and giving a critical feedback and emotional feedback from a viewer, which is like disrupting the hegemonic gaze. So really excellent idea and work, and I'm really excited to see what you do. Good luck with it. Okay, others who have an idea that they're playing around with. I mean, you saw the in the chapter the references to bingo and doing kind of a family bingo game for people who are with family and stuff like that, or coming up with your own game. Julia, do you have an idea?
No, not yet.
Not yet. Okay, just waiting for inspiration to strike in the next few days.
I wish I had something to contribute right now, but I don't.
Okay, that's okay. No, and hopefully hearing what Jasmine and Samantha are thinking about doing might get you a little bit more excited and thinking
Yeah,
about
definitely.
it and thinking about it as well. How about you, Aldina?
Am I muted? Okay. So I actually work a second job as well,
Yeah.
and I work well, I'm a server, but my boss obviously can't have us at work right now. So I
Right.
work for his sister, and she owns an ice cream stand. So I'm
Oh,
working there right now, even though it's like super cold. But we live in like a smaller town, kind of. Well, not really, but like everyone knows each other. So I've been interviewing my ice cream customers.
oh my gosh, that's amazing.
They're literally loving it, like especially the kids. I think they're so like, I think they're famous.
That's so cool. Actually, yeah, I was thinking about this because my daughter sort of inspired the idea for the project too. Because I'm like, I could do something with them because they have so many opinions on things, right or wrong. Like they are enmeshed in the media in such a way that the media now has changed the way that they use language and the way that they think of the word. Like all my daughter's little linguistic things that she does, where she's been calling me bish, bish. Like this is her way. She wants to get away with swearing at me and calling me a swear word for fun. But then she gets this word from her media on TikTok or wherever she gets it. So she has these words that she's using, and she's kind of co-opting language that she doesn't really understand where it's coming from, why she's using it. So I'm really interested in sort of what people are saying. And I think that that's a great idea. Are you asking any particular kinds of questions to your ice cream shoppers?
Say that again. I didn't hear you.
Like what kinds of questions are you asking when you're interacting with people at the ice cream shop?
Oh, okay. So basically, I'm asking them their favorite shows or like movies, and then I'm actually relating that back to like the Bechdel test and like seeing like how many of those shows actually fall into like the genre or the movies or whatever.
Yeah,
I
it's
thought it was
really neat.
interesting.
If you
Yeah.
ask enough people, then you can make me make a little graph or something with their
Yeah.
responses.
I've got a list of like 50 questions I've already
Whoa.
they all love it, and then they all come back. So it's a family-owned business, so everyone knows to come all the time. So they were like, "Okay, I came back. I brought my daughter. She wants to tell you." And I'm like, "Okay, what is it?"
That's
Yeah,
so
it's super
amazing.
cute.
That's really
Yeah.
great. All right, who else is in here? Adam and Justin. Do you have any idea what you're doing for your final projects?
To be honest, I do not have a topic yet.
Okay, that's okay. Do you have certain interests? Well, in terms of our course, like what interested you the most? Like be thinking about that. If it was cyborgs, if you like looking at kind of a certain type of media culture already, or you have
I
shows
know
that you love to watch.
the one assignment I liked a lot was that music video assignment. So I
Okay.
know I definitely want to try to do something in like either whether it be a music video or just kind of new popular music in general.
Are you a musician by chance?
Yes.
Okay, so actually this could be cool. I mean, think about some ideas where you could take your talents and your music um, and sort of work with some of like the concepts behind the scenes, because if you
Right.
do a creative project, the creative project, the theory and everything that we've done in class can be what's behind the scenes, right? You can do a
Yeah.
project where on the surface it might not look like I should be able to tell that you're operating and using these ideas, but the surface project could be like a song or a music video or like you mix up music videos or you take certain elements of music videos and put them together, or you start thinking about how you would make your own music video and
Okay.
maybe like contrast it to something that you've critiqued or something that you don't like or that you do like, something like that.
No, that's definitely helpful.
Okay, cool. Are you here, Justin? All right. All right. So before we go, any other questions for me? I am so this is our last week of class, and then you turn in your stuff and you're done for the semester. Are you all coming back to UB next fall for whatever that is? Are any of you GGS minors? My department keeps telling me to try to tell you that GGS is a wonderful department and that you should come and join us and declare a minor in GGS. So I've been sort of like mentioning it, but I'm like, well, but I am really excited about all the work that you've done. I am here in Illinois in this horrible place. It's not that bad. I put my hearts up behind there, my daughter's artwork. But I'm here until the end of the month. And then on June 1st, I have my custody agreement is that my daughters are with me over the summer. So we're getting in the car on June 1st and we're driving to Buffalo.
You okay?
So they'll be with me at my house in East Amherst for the summer. And I'm really happy about that. I should be getting all my work done now so that we can just like have fun, but I don't know that that's going to happen. I'm going to have to do it when I'm there. In this environment, I just can't motivate myself. It's too hard. So any last questions that you have about our class or about, I have loved reading your reading responses and your papers. I can't stop like printing them out. I don't know what I'm going to exactly do with them, but I'm really proud of the thinking that you're doing. And I wish I was teaching this class again next semester. They're sort of like giving me a higher level class because they pick what the graduate students teach in terms of their needs. Like who do they have? Who do they need? What classes do they need? They don't have anyone to cover the internship course. And so they'll have me do that. And they have someone who can cover global gender or can cover this class. But this is where my interest is, like in a big way. And I'll probably end up teaching it again. So if you have suggestions, if you have questions, like go ahead and before we end, anything you want to say? This is our last little, and you're also welcome to always contact me. If you are doing your final project and you want to run something by me, we can Zoom. Apparently Zoom's going to let me just like keep doing sessions. So that's good. You can call me, you can email me, and we can sort of talk about what's going on. And then next semester, if you need recommendation letters and stuff, I often will get requests for those. I'll be glad to write for you and to help you in any way that I can. Any last thoughts or questions?
I just wanted to say thank you because, like, for me, I like hate any course that has to do with writing or like anything that's not math or science. But I actually ended up liking this course a lot more. I took it like out on a limb and like it fit into my schedule, and I actually really enjoyed it, and I enjoy like what we do in the class. So like,
Oh, that's so
and I
nice.
think you do a great job. Like the way that you're passionate about it, like definitely helps in like your teaching, and I think it helps make us passionate about it, and I really enjoyed it.
Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Oh, also, I know there are only a few of you in here, but if you have not filled out the teaching evaluations, please do it. I just got a reminder. It's only until the 10th, so I'm like running out of time here, my hourglass on my evaluations. And only like 5 people have filled it out, even though I've sent out a couple of reminders now. So I'm like, I don't know what to do. But if you haven't filled it out, take a few minutes to fill it out. It's not just, it's for me, it's for my file. Like, when I do my teaching portfolio, those evaluations go in there, but it's also like feedback for next semester, things that I should keep doing, things that I should add or do differently. Other final things that you want to say or questions that you have? And thank you, Jasmine. You have been a wonderful group. I'm sorry. What happens in the class is typically over the semester, as it goes on and on, we become more comfortable and we become closer. So we sort of had that first half. And I mean, in the first half, we were sort of squished into that room, which I felt didn't actually make the communication easier. It was like a little too cramped or something. You would think being close would make us closer, but I like felt like that was a bad place where we couldn't like move, and I couldn't just come and sit with you at your tables and stuff like that. So I think that what would have happened over the last half of the semester is we would have become more comfortable. You would have started laughing more with each other. We would have had more fun. We sort of missed out on that, and I've been sad about that. But what I have been really happy about is the work that you've been doing. It shows me that you really have engaged with the content in the course and grown with it. And that is just like the most amazing and best thing. And I am very, very proud of all of you. And I'm gonna miss you. And I'm sad that we couldn't have more time together. But I'm wishing you all the best. If you want to connect with me once grades are in, I have a sort of I don't typically connect with students on Facebook until we are done with our official, but I do have a couple people in our class who were already friends with me on Facebook before they took the class because they're in GGS and they're in the department. So I will be glad to stay connected with you so I can see what you do, you know, with your lives and just sort of support you from afar. Okay. All right. So if you don't have any last questions, I'm going to disconnect us, and feel free to email me if you do have something you want to tell me. Okay.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.